Annie Lyons with Letterboxd. We are here in Rockaway, Queens for the 8th annual edition of the Rockaway Film Festival. We're going to tour the space, talk to the co-founders, and see some really great films. I've got my shell pass right here, so let's go check it out. We started the festival 8 years ago, really because there are no movie theaters here in Rockaway. We're still a part of New York City, although we're on the coast. It's New York City's beach town, but it takes over an hour to get to any cinema by public transit. And we love movies, and so do all of our neighbors and our community. The way I first became introduced to Rockaway was actually Sam, my co-director and co-founder, was making a movie out here, and I was working on it. And during production, Hurricane Sandy hit.
Yeah, it was like totally wild experience to go through. There was so much camaraderie that formed with between neighbors and just an incredible sense of solidarity.
That was my introduction to Rockaway, is to see the community just totally come together to help everyone out after a lot of destruction. And it was really striking.
Courtney and I go back into, we worked together in production for many years and had kind of fallen out of touch, but she was the first person I thought of when I was having this idea of doing a festival, and then serendipitously kind of ran into her.
He was like, do you want to make a film festival with me? And I was like, sure, why not? I love movies. And I loved Rockaway already. I had spent time there with him.
And neither of us had any experience doing this kind of thing. And
neither of us knew what we were doing at all.
We just programmed a weekend of films, and it was such a blast.
Our projector died the first night. I have learned so much about having backups, especially because of our venues. You can't predict anything in Rockaway, especially. And now that we operate an outdoor venue, that has really been a lesson that I've learned, that you have to have backups of everything.
Well, I first came out here as an audience member. At the time I was an avid moviegoer and Letterboxd lover, but I was also working as an urban planner. And I came out and saw those worlds meshed together really right here. I became involved because I was very inspired. The first time I came out here, we all sort of shared our dreams of opening a permanent year-round cinema, and that has been what we're working on now.
And where are we now, Sam?
This is the box office of the Arverne Cinema, where one can get a ticket for the movies.
Gotta have a box office.
Yeah.
All right, let's go inside. What made y'all want to do an outdoor space?
During COVID, we were invited actually to transform this dilapidated, abandoned lot that was just full of trash and weeds. It was quite daunting at first, looking at this lot. It was in unimaginable, bad shape. But we, like I said, it was an effort of the neighborhood. It took a whole summer to transform this place.
We open a few hours usually before every screening, and so there is the film and there's music and there is food every night that are curated to speak to each other, and then the environment just fits on top of that, and it all comes together in an unpredictable way.
Some films are not meant to be shown outside, and some films are made so much more beautiful by this context, and some films want to have an X factor of the fact that we're in New York City and you really can't control anything when you're outside.
It's hard because, most cinemas are set up, ready to go. Out here every night we have to deal with the elements of wind, plane, unplugging and plugging things back in, and just it's a production more than, it's so beautiful when it's filled with people and there's food, there's music, we play a film. The sun is setting. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
It's worth the hustle every night.
Yeah, for sure.
This is our original installation space. Most years, the past few years, we've been putting a different artwork every night up here. Presenting different types of experimental films that can loop and create a good mood while people are coming in, waiting online, or people, they really want to show different types of cinema. Courtney told me that Jody Mack was interested in projecting onto a car windshield. And I was like, okay. And I sourced a projector small enough to work, and I figured out, working with Jody, to just get the right shape on the windshield and Courtney materialized a car. And we put some contact paper just so you can see the film, and pretty fun one.
It's just so important to have community when you're doing this. It's really hard to make a movie. It's really hard to get movies out, and it's such a sweet evening tonight.
There's an idiosyncrasy to the programming itself, and so I think people come out to Rockaway because they appreciate the program that's being put together. They have faith and trust in the programmers, and it's really, kudos to them because they've built a reputation in a festival out of nothing.
I've been to big festivals. I'm usually feeling really uncomfortable most of the time. This is a really friendly, warm place where you're fed and 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 the Q&As are not so what inspired the film, but really thoughtful, critical thought about how you made things. The community, you get a sense really quickly here how close-knit this community is.
It's our dream to open a cinema, and we have fulfilled that dream of having a cinema, but if we remember why we're doing that, it's to connect people and have people come together. And so it's always been very important to all three of us that programs be very accessible. So we've never had an event actually ever that costs more than $10. It's hard to have a movie theater in 2025. And I think it's really fascinating to see the different ways that movie theaters are approaching that in New York and elsewhere. And ticket sales is a driver, but it's not the way that any movie theater is surviving right now. And so whether it's concessions or a restaurant or something else creative, we all have to find sort of our own different model for making money. It's an insane coming together to me every single time. I've been doing this for a few years and year-round now. And every single time that we show a movie, it is people from all over Rockaway and people from all over New York City.
There's three elements to cinema, in my opinion. There's a place, there's a movie, and then there's an audience. And these things exist everywhere. So it's you just got to bring the ingredients together and do it thoughtfully.
The community is really diverse and eclectic, and so we try and reflect that by showing a lot of different kinds of movies. And I really firmly believe that we have the most beautiful audience in New York, but also in the entire world, because of the open-mindedness. Sincerely, people will come for Space Jam and love it, and then we'll come for a durational art film program the following day and stay and ask the filmmaker questions and be really engaged and open-minded. It's my favorite thing about Rockaway.